So, replacement referee Jim McGrath, who's had to take over for the scheduled referee, Mr. King, gets Wolves underway in their first home game of the season here against Charlton Athletic. An early touch for Bob Boulder in the Charlton goal. A flick on, dealt with by captain Mark Venus. John Bumstead getting the flick on ahead of Laurie Madden. Bumstead, a close season arrival at the Valley. Well, I say the Valley, but of course Charlton Athletic not yet playing their home games at the Valley since they gave up their tenancy of Selhurst Park. Much flicks it on. Ball trying to get to it. Much there and fires the shot over. Well, all sorts of problems in the heart of the Charlton defence there. Peak. Long ball forward immediately for Nelson to chase. Lee at the back post, 1-0 to Charlton. It's a beautiful goal, perfectly struck by Robert Lee. The cross coming in from the left from Gary Nelson. Stowell, no chance of saving it, and Wolves go behind after just 7 minutes. Much goes racing in for the ball. Appeals for a penalty as Gatting challenges him, but very optimistic appeals from the South Bank. Astley with a header inside for Cook. He'll have to hold it up because Much is well offside. The ball played down the line for Bull to chase. Gets there ahead of Gatting. Inside for Cook. Fires the shot, he takes a deflection and just behind Robbie Dennison. Back for Venus. Cook chips it through for the 1-2. And Boulder almost comes and casually plucks it out of the air in front of him. Bennett. Ball being pushed in the back by Webster. Now an opportunity perhaps for a Paul Cook special. Probably 10 or maybe 12 yards outside Bob Boulder's area. Lining the wall up right on the edge of the box, so that suggests it's 10 yards or less away from the edge of the area. Downing standing over the ball. The referee now happy the wall is 10 yards back, or is he? Cook will look to curl this over, I'm sure. He does so, and it's hit the post, would you believe it? I thought that was in the back of the net. A superb strike by Paul Cook, whipped it around. It had beaten Bob Boulder, but it couldn't beat the inside of the post. And Cook rushes across to take what will be Wolves' third corner of this first half. But they won't come closer to equalising than that. 32 minutes gone, and they remain one goal behind. Paul Cook whipping it in, flicked away by Webster. Bull on the back post, it's in the back of the net now! Bull sets it up for himself and fires it past Boulder on the volley. A superb strike. The ball was flicked on at the front post, I think, off the head of Simon Webster, the Charlton defender. But really, Charlton can have few complaints. Cook trying to find Bull, turns away, gets space, gets the shot in, and the ball going wide of the left-hand post. Bull complaining he was being fouled. Madden hoists it forward again. Jeffers did well, but Birch Vanderland now. Neat turn by Houchin. Mills with the cross. Vanderland down for Houchin. Fires it into the back of the net. A superb goal. Madden forward. A flick on by Downing. There's a high foot from Mills. Houchin over the top of Stowell and into the back of the net. Well, he's had two speculative shots, really. Ashley back to Cook. Bull, Aspin well marshalled. Birch fires it in, and a clearance eventually by Hughes. There's been some excellent defending by Port Vale tonight. Birch gets the return pass from Downing. Bull tries to do the same. Birch to the touchline. Lets it go out of play and takes the throw himself. Cook the header down. Bull. Great save by Mark Grew. Tremendous save by the Port Vale keeper. Diving to his left. Steve Bull trying to lay it back for Keith Downing. Again, the long clearance from Port Vale. And that's enough, says referee Ray Lewis. There was a momentary pause after his whistle, as the Port Vale fans hadn't realised he'd blown up for full time, but the players very definitely knew. Wolves, after an impressive victory away at Watford on the opening day of the season, have spluttered a little since then, and in fact have failed to win at home. Foster with the header, Phillips, Bull. Melville made the long clearance, but Ashley now finds Steele, good ball. Crosses long, Dennison back in there and in the back of the net with a right boot. Well, I think Dennison was trying to play it back across the goal, but in fact it evaded Ken Vasey and in off the far post. Robbie Dennison puts Wolves in the lead with only 2.5 minutes gone here at Molineux. And Dennison and Venus the overlap and Downing through for Bull. Bull 2-0. Well, I said before it would have set alarm bells ringing, the ease with which he got away from Andrew Melville, and he did it again. A lovely ball through from Keith Downing, and Bull got the space behind the defenders. Steele picking it up, brought down by Mickey Lewis. Cook hits it. Well, Vasey, I think, got a finger to it. And in fact, the referee confirms that by indicating that Wolves have got their third corner. Tremendous shot there from Paul Cook. Dennison with the corner. Floated towards the front post. Madden with the flick on. The clearance eventually by Mike Ford. Venus will have to hurry. Dennison helping it on. Nogan misses it, but Durnin, that's a good ball through. But Ashley in with a tremendous challenge, but that hurt Kevin Ashley. Well, a challenge there by Mike Ford on the back of Tim Steele, who's left the Wolves winger prone on the floor. Steele not too badly damaged. And he shows it by getting the cross in from the touchline. Cook. Well, it's fallen for Steele. Surely offside. 3-0. Well, I think on the far side, Ford hadn't come out quickly enough. And Cook, who'd come in to fire the shot, completely mishit it. And the ball fortunately coming through to Tim Steele. Well, that's enough as Laurie Madden tries to run out a few seconds. He succeeds in reaching the 45 minutes on referee Axel's watch. Header by Foster. Simpson. Penny's made a good run. That's a good shot and another great save. And again, Stowell across quickly. Durnin, Penny. Well, he's caused problems for Wolves since he came on. Well, that's mishit. And it's in the back of the net on the right-hand side. Well, I think it was substitute Gary Smart who applied the finishing touch. Burke. Birch. Ashley. Wolves prepared to play the ball around on that far side. Bull brings it down. Well, it was a saving tackle by Colin Calderwood. Just taking the ball off Steve Bull's toe of this first half from Paul Birch. And it's an own goal! Well, the ball bounced in the 6-yard area there. I'm not quite sure who it was who put it past. Fraser Digby. Only Steve Bull up there, but he's causing havoc for defence and gets the shot in the end. Well, there were 3 defenders around him. Calderwood, Hoddle and Taylor. But Bull still managed to get the shot in. McLaren now for Swindon. Hits his pass straight at Mark Burke. Turning Ashley around, and that's a penalty. Well, we had the anniversary of the penalty celebrations before the game. And he saved it. Venus puts it away for a throw-in, and the celebrations are confined to the Wolves fans on that south bank. As Mickey Hazard hit a rather ineffectual penalty, Mike Stowell picked the right way to dive, pushed it away, and Mark Venus following up, cleared the ball for a throw-in. And Wolves only got 3 back, 3 on 3. Simpson carries it. Well, it was a poor pass really from Simpson, but Hazard having the ball stolen off his toe by Burke. Now it's 3 on 3 at the other end of the pitch. Bull to the left, Steele to the right. Hazard's got back to help his defence out. Calderwood slipped, Bull was free for a moment then if Steele could have got the cross in. He can now, and Bull does get the header in, and it's a superb save by Nicky Hammond. The moment that's earned all 3 points for Wolves. Oh, that's it in the first half, says Tony Ward, and that penalty save has indeed kept a clean sheet. Simpson inside the fullback for Summerby, but Ashley getting back. Bennett now for Wolves. Bull's onside, played onside by Taylor on this near side. He carries it forward and puts it in for 2-0. have to point at Sean Taylor, I'm afraid, there on this near side. It was he who played on Bull. Everyone was looking for an offside flag, but quite rightly the linesman's flag stayed down. And Bull, given an opportunity like that, doesn't miss too many, and that gives Steve Bull his 7th goal of the season in 8 appearances, and surely ensures all 3 points for Wolves this afternoon. Jones. It's a good cross in, and this time Stowell can't keep them out. Well, he's performed heroic so far. Tim Skill opened the scoring after 8 minutes in the first half. Steve Bull, after sustained pressure from Swindon Town, extended it to 2-0 on 78 minutes, and then Steve White popped up with a header with just 5 minutes to go, but Swindon Town couldn't do enough to earn a point from this afternoon's game. Venus getting there ahead of Spink. Downing for Birch. Ashley's gone outside, but Birch decides to cut inside himself and tries a left foot chip. That's a brilliant goal! Superb finishing from Paul Birch. 1 or 2 questions maybe about the positioning of Ken Hughes, well off his line. Birch had the option to go outside to Kevin Ashley, cut inside and chip the ball neatly left-footed over the stranded Ken Hughes to put Wolves 1 goal ahead after 12 minutes here at Molineux. Bennett with the header. Henry chipping it back to Summerfield rather, and Summerfield's there for the return, puts it in the back of the net. Birch, Madden again, Cook now to Burke. Now the tables are turned with 3 on 3. At the other end, Steele. It's the cross in, and Bulls on the back post, get to the header. One-handed save by Hughes, not only did he save it, but it's in the back of the net now by Burke. Downing on Steele, rather fortuitously gets it, Ball streaming for it in the area, but on the far post is Birch. Has he delayed too long? Oh, he's kept possession, which is the important thing. Cook now finds Birch. Cook. Birch picking it up from the rebound from Bull. The shot takes a deflection, it's in the back of the net. Well, that was harsh on Ken Hughes. I think he had the shot covered in the first place, but it took a vicious deflection. Hughes' kick equally high, but not so long as Mike Stowell's. Madden in. Cash forward. Summerfield the header down. Cook. Looking for Bull. And he went through very late on Ken Hughes. Well, he's put the ball back in the back of the net, and I think there'll be 1 or 2 complaints there from Shrewsbury Town. It did look like a somewhat late challenge on the Shrewsbury Town keeper. Steve Bull already back on the halfway line, celebrating his 8th goal of the season, and Wolves' 4th of the first half tonight. But I heard the crunch of that challenge up here in the commentary position, and I felt sure at least that the referee was about to give a free kick. And there it is, right on cue. As I said, no sign of it. The referee put the whistle to his lips, and John Bond, very unhappy, walking away there. His side 4 goals to 1 down after conceding the first goal after 12 minutes. As I say, another goal here at Molineux could make all the difference. That is, of course, providing they don't concede another one to Wolves. Downing looking for space, turns, and it took a deflection. Hughes did well, the ball's there. Oh, Ball in his customary way, following up. Snaps up the chance. Gets his 9th of the season and Wolves' 5th of the night. Bennett forward for Bull to chase. He was just pulled down by Parkin as he went past. There's really no need for that by Parkin. And he whips one in, but Ken Hughes perfectly positioned. He had to parry it down because of the pace of the shot. Cook chasing after Gorman. Gorman did well, but his clearance only as far as Venus. And Wolves again coming forward. It's Venus on the edge of the area, and Kevin Summerfield back there defending, concedes. And Wolves, what is surprisingly Wolves' first corner of the second half. A flick on by Bennett, the header down by Ball, but it's in the back of the net now, and it's Tim Steele scoring against his old side, Shrewsbury Town. Bull almost getting the hat-trick, but it fell for Tim Steele following up. And with just under 20 minutes gone in the second half, Tim Steele makes it 6-1. And a real jamboree night for Wolves. Robinson now. Venus just getting a toe in, and now Burke to relieve the pressure a little. It's 2-on-2 up front. If he can just get the pass forward. Dennison now for Wolves. Bull and Steele switching positions. Ashley going wide of him on the right. That's a good ball for Burke. Through for Steele. Tremendous work again, but Burke against the bar. And headed back to his own keeper by Jerry Taggart. Well, Barnsley's defence had all sorts of problems there, 6s and 7s. Madden towards Burke. In fact, it's Bull that gets the header down. Steele leaving it for him. There'll be a free kick right on the edge of the Barnsley area. Bull holding his left knee. Cook can hit a vicious free kick from here. Not from anywhere, really. Does, strikes it, it's in the back of the net, took a deflection. Well, you have to feel sorry for Lee Butler for the work that he'd done previously in attempting to keep that work, keep a clean sheet and keep his goal intact. Birch, first time cross in, Fleming a toe in to get it away. O'Connell, Redfern looking for Curry on the right. Run straight through, and now the chance, and it's in the back of the net. Oh, Barnsley equalise. Archdeacon with the throw. Pearson's onside, and he gets the flick on. O'Connell challenging for it, and strikes it 2-1. Venus in. Well, that's it, says referee Lunt, and it'll be 3 points that make their way north to Barnsley and help the Tykes with their efforts to move away from the bottom of the table. White the flick on. Skinner. Saunders evades the tackle of Keith Downing. Chipped forward towards White again. The shot fired in and it's into the back of the net. Rovers go 1-0 ahead. Wolves 0. Bristol Rovers 1. Courtesy of that Andy Rees goal after 8 minutes. Burke into Bull and a superb strike. Well, that's Steve Bull to a T. Wolves have threatened little in spite of their possession, but the ball curled in by Mark Burke, taken on the chest by Steve Bull and volleyed with consummate ease past Brian Parkin in the Bristol Rovers goal. That's the kind of explosive finishing power that you'd expect on bonfire night. Well, you'd expect it on any night from Steve Bull, in fact. And got plenty of aerial threat in there. And Jeff 20 men up from the back. Devon White rather in there. And that's a tremendous shot and into the back of the net off the arms of Mike Stowell. It was Tony Pounder who fired it in. Burke. Now Bull. Parkin diving as Bull swept it round with his left foot. A few seconds still remain, but not many as referee Breen reaches into his pocket, checks his watch and puts the whistle to his lips. And the boos that ring round Molineux signify defeat for Wolves. Cook sensibly leaving it will allow Venus to take a longer throw. Well, he's taking it short too, Cook. Venus looking for space around Stockwell. Stockwell battling well for it, prevented the corner, but still conceded another throw. Cook, Stockwell doing well. Came off Venus though. Bennett in there. Bull. Tremendous work by Bull. Set it up for Paul Birch. And Wolves take the lead. 7.5 minutes gone here at Molineux. And Wolves, they've done all the pressing in this opening few minutes and have got what they deserved, the opening goal. Good work by Paul Cook and Mark Venus out on that left-hand side. The cross coming in. Steve Bull glancing it down with the faintest of headers straight towards Paul Birch, who fired an unstoppable shot past Craig Forrest into the bottom corner of the net. And Wolves 1-0 up. Moncur finds Kiwomia. Moncur again, Dazelle, neat work. On the flick on, a little too far for Paul Goddard to reach. Downing. Birch looking for Ashley outside, did well to find him. Ashley curling it across for Much. It was a poor header, but he goes for a second. Wolves picking up the pieces. This time Mark Venus tries the shot and it wasn't too far wide. Forrest having to scurry across his goal. He got it covered. Venus's header. Birch will have to hurry. Did well. Finds Bennett. Wants aimed towards Ashley. And he did well. Can he provide the cross? It's a good one towards the far post, and the header behind was from John Walk. A tremendous work from Ashley down the right. Johnson with the throw. Takes it quickly to Thompson. Towards Witten. Venus with a header. Well, that's it for the first half, says the referee. Well, it's been an absorbing one, but only one goal to show for all of the effort. But Ipswich indeed get their second corner of the second half. Plenty of blue shirts in the box. Stowell coming to collect it, but Linnigan, and it's in the back of the net. Yes, and the referee's awarded it. Moncur. It could fall for Dazelle, and it has. Gets away from Ashley and puts Ipswich Town into the lead. Well, it fell kindly for him in the first place. Stahl quickly picking it up and getting it forward almost in one movement. But that's it, says referee Ron Groves. That's the end of 90 minutes of action here at Molineux in the second division. But tonight's match is very much more than a matter of revenge for Wolves. They need a win, and they need it badly. Let's see what happens in Wolves versus Grimsby Town. Poor ball from him, straight to Venus. Cook feeds Venus again, Bull and Much both in the box. Cross whipped in, and it bounced awkwardly over the top of Paul Rees. And there was nobody expecting that. It took a vicious bounce. I'm not sure whether it took a deflection off a Grimsby Town player. Picking it up for Wolves. Bull. Birch, the header. Ashley on the overlap. He's away from Jobling if he can get the cross in now. It's a good cross. Missed completely by Rees. And the ball just lying on the ground as Much lay on his backside in the Grimsby area. And Grimsby having to do some hurried defending. Downing with the flick down for Bull. Almost getting away from John Cockerell, but Cockerell using his hand. Venus picking it up. Cook trying a little back flick. Venus could carry it, and he's gone through the challenge and did well. Ball goes behind for a corner, but Wolves will take their fourth corner with Paul Birch. Floated in towards the front post, the flick on, and it hits the underside of the bar, and it's been given. Well, the flick on at the front post was, I think, by Laurie Madden. Steve Bull lurking at the back post. Oh, he'll be disappointed. So Paul Futcher prepares to take the free kick for Grimsby. Floating it in. And the ball bouncing up. Almost hitting Steve Bull on the arm. Appeals for handball. Bull glancing at the referee. The referee waving play on. Bennett winning the header, but a clash of heads there, and immediately the referee calling both physios onto the pitch. Childs now for Grimsby. Chips through, but claims for an offside and not given. Well, incredible defending by Laurie Madden, and how on earth did Neil Woods not score there? Well, hands on hips, but the danger not cleared yet. I say hands on hips from Alan Buckley. He just couldn't believe that Neil Woods didn't put that into the back of the net. The linesman down below us is getting some grief. Oh, and now Wolves with a chance. Cook off the line by Tony Ford. Well, off. Chances at both ends going begging. But Cook did very well there to get his shot in. Smith back to Dobbin. Agnew's there. Inside for Dobbin again. Tries the shot himself, and it's there! Oh, out of nothing, Grimsby Town have equalised. Tried a shot from 20 yards, and it went to the right of Mike Stahl. He stuck out an arm, but it was well positioned by the Grimsby Town number 8. And they're back on level terms now. Bennett, crunching challenge by Tony Ford, who gets up, holding his back. Childs keeping it in play. Cook down the line for Much. Venus inside for Cook. Now he's got a chance. Fires it in, and oh, it hit the post. Venus well under pressure. Cook now. Wolves have for the moment got 4 on 3, and it's Birch bringing it forward. Bull and Much ahead of him. Puts inside himself, carries on going. Can he provide the winner? He does! Oh, Paul Birch, I said he was my man of the match. And with that superb run, Great work by Steve Bull and Andy Much to take the defenders away, but tremendous by Paul Birch. Still no sign of a final whistle. But that's it, says the referee, and the relief at Molineux expressed in that cry from the terraces. Wolves have their first win in 13 matches. Well, Laurie, the first victory in 13 games tonight, and a lot of pressure was felt by the players before the game, but you must be glad to come out with the 3 points in the end.
Yes, I think not only did we get the 3 points, but I thought we played very, very well and deserved the victory, which is pleasing. And we made a little bit of hard work with it when they got the goal, but overall we deserved the victory, which is pleasing, and played with a lot of confidence and without any fear.
And doubly pleasing for you, you got the opening goal.
Yes, I've been threatening, I've been sort of threatening the lads that I'm going to score in their net, because I scored a couple of own goals. So it was about time I was due one, and it was pleasing to get one tonight.
Grimsby came out in the second half and came a little bit more at you, and could have been back on level terms when Neil Woods was through, but incredibly went past the keeper and didn't put the ball in the back of the net, and you got back to take it off him. What happened there?
The keeper did very, very well actually, because he stood up and he delayed Woods, which gave defenders a chance to get back. So it was, a lot of credit goes down to the keeper, and then we were just doing our job of sort of filling back really. We thought it was offside anyway, but we didn't get the decision, and that's what happens sometimes. But we persevered, and a lot of credit's got to go to the keeper on that one.
A new defensive partnership with Derek Mountfield for you as well?
Yes, I mean there's been a lot of sort of defensive partnerships here. It's a team, you defend as a team and you attack as a team, and I thought we defended as a team a lot better tonight, and we attacked as a team a lot better, and that's the sort of the standard we've got to set ourselves now.
Tremendous goal to win the match by Paul Birch, who was possibly many people's man of the match, apart from you, of course.
Yeah, he's actually going, he's going through a good spell at the moment. He's getting a goal for the team. He other than Bully, and now obviously myself getting a goal, he's got about 5 or 6, so it's quite pleasing. He's contributing in terms of goals very well from the middle of the park.
You say the side played with confidence tonight, and they certainly didn't appear to have too much anxiety, but are the players feeling the pressure, and do you feel the responsibility to the manager, because of course there's pressure on him, it's his job that's on the line? Do you feel a particular responsibility as a collective group of men towards him?
I think so. I mean, I think there's pressure on everyone. There's pressure on directors. There's pressure on managers, on players, and even fans, because everyone wants to be successful. But it's a very there's only a few teams that can be successful. But we've actually not played badly, except for 1 or 2 games. We've actually played quite well without quite getting the rub of the green. But the responsibility is obviously down to the manager, and players have got a set responsibility. It's a joint responsibility, really. He's brought a lot of players to the club, and so he's backed his judgment, and so you would like to do it for him, really.
And on a general point, from your point of view, a new lease of life here at Wolves. You're what I think they call a veteran player, but having some of the best time of your career here, perhaps.
Yes, I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's a big club, good support. I'd like, obviously, we made a start. We've stopped the rot, with tonight. But just as the lads weren't getting too depressed when we were losing games, we're not going to get overexcited having just won one game either.
Okay, let's hope you can go on from here, Laurie. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Aim towards Much. Bennett gets the header. Venus down. On the turn and off the line. McLaughlin unlucky there, couldn't get enough power into it. Picks up the pass forward. Kevin Ball in quickly behind him. Early pressure from Wolves. Birch whips in the cross. Oh, and it bounced awkwardly for Andy Thompson. Much missed the cross completely. Birch in quickly. Tackled by Goodman. Bracewell trying to feed Byrne. Ashley plays it off him and gets the goal kick. John Byrne screams at the linesman, and now he'll face a little bit of a lecture from referee Barrett. The referee telling Byrne to stay where he is while he goes and consults the linesman. And John Byrne will be the first player to enter referee Barrett's notebook. Completely unnecessary. Well, Byrne's been sent off. Well, I can only assume that that's for foul and abusive language. Well, now the linesman wants another word with the referee. Could there be... Oh, I don't believe it. Gordon Armstrong now enters the referee's book, but what's the card likely to be? Captain Paul Bracewell coming across. And that's another sending off. I don't believe it. That's quite incredible. Well, the linesman down here. Now, Wolves will have to make sure that they capitalise on this. Very difficult situation. They have everything to lose and nothing to gain. Still with the cross, the header down by Thompson and the ball tipped over by Tony Norman. Dennis Smith up off his bench, trying to calm the players down. Cross in towards the front post. Headed away by Bennett. Birch gets a second chance. Beats Goodman. Cross towards the back post this time. Much heads it across. Bennett's there. Tony Norman with a good save though. Venus, a header forward. Good header away by Ball. Ashley. Floated in, Cook the flick on, Burke fires a tremendous shot and a superb save by Tony Norman. Birch, the corner, Norman punching away, Cook, Birch, Cook again. Venus, Ashley, Burke, cross in, and Cook there, and the relief goes round Molineux. Well, I have to say, in all honesty, you have to feel sorry for Sunderland, but the relief that just expressed itself in an explosion of sound around Molineux as the bench took off, as Paul Cook eventually found the way through and past the brave goalkeeping of Tony Norman. Wolves take the lead with just 5 minutes left to play here at Molineux.
Andy Williams coming in there, but to date he's not had a lot that he could run onto. Glover, a lovely ball through to Foyle. Foyle had that one prodded from between his legs, and Wolves now coming back. The flag stays down, and this really can be nasty. And it's the first goal of the game to the Wolves, scored by who else but Steve Bull. Wolves in the lead after just 10 minutes. Sunderland thumping the ball forward. Foyle just a fraction away from that. Glover with a good header, but it drops to the feet of Birch. A lovely ball by Birch, and Grew comes out, and that just across the face of the goal. But Mark Grew now lying injured on the edge of his own 6-yard box, and Mark Grew came very bravely indeed for that one, as Bull rampaging in on the ball is normally rarely stopped. Grew acutely aware of Bull's strength, but it didn't stop him. Now Jeffers back to Hughes. Hughes, the long ball. Foyle did well to turn that inside. Foyle putting the defence under pressure, and it's still Vale. Van der Laan. Oh, lovely work by Robin van der Laan. The ball into the area, not anticipated, but again Vale come back. Jeffers riding the tackle. Hughes. Van der Laan, a beautiful turn by him. Lovely ball into the box, and Wolves just scrape that away for a corner. An in-swinging corner for the Wolves. And a penalty is... Well, that is an incredibly bad decision by the referee. That really is the most unjust decision by a referee, I think, certainly this season. So it's Mark Grew against the might of... And it's Grew that's come out on top. Another attempt wide of the post. Oh, a lovely flick on, and it's there! It's there! Vale have equalised!
Just behind Bobby Mim's goal there, you can see the first signs of the new structure of the new north stand here at Molineux. But Garner through with a chance now. Stahl stood up well. But it's a free kick anyway. Madden had been fouled. Curled in, much there on the back post and powered the header. But I think a little push in the back by Much, and the referee again very well positioned just behind him. Much with the header down, wouldn't just fall for ball, but Birch getting over the top of it. Spectacular effort, if spectacularly wide, but Mountfield had to stretch to make the header, and now Madden's on his back, but fortunately Venus picking it up. Ball fires in the shot and only inches over. Corner, oh, goal kick actually, says the referee. I thought that referee Wilkes was signalling a corner. The ball with probably his first real effort of the game. A knowing sort of way. Ball looking for space and finds Thompson. That's a well-hit shot, and Mims having to tip it over. The linesman obviously felt it was an obstruction by Alan Wright, and Wolves get an indirect free kick. And Venus tries the overhead. Mims saves it while lying on the floor. It was Cook, I think, who tried the shot, also lying on the floor. No, it was Mountfield, in fact. But the danger not cleared yet.
With a 10-man Brighton side pulled back to win 3-2. Madden winning the ball there. Crumplin holding his face, running back to cover, and that's a good ball in from Thompson, finds ball. Well, good work in goal by Mark Benny.
Well, the referee just putting the whistle to his lips, and that's it. And Wolves gain their first victory over Brighton and Hove Albion, and an important one it is for them. That will push them up the table, but keep Brighton in trouble. All the scoring confined to the first 25 minutes. In fact, the first goal coming as early as 2 minutes and 4 seconds as Mark Burke put Wolves in the lead from a corner. And looking well on target for its aimed opening before the start of next season. Licit it was with the header away. Or rather, Dublin it was, and Madden fires one, which Waugh just tipped round. And Wolves get themselves a third corner. Well, it was a well-hit shot by the Wolves centre-half. Birch spots it up for another attempt. Drops for Thompson, and this time deflected behind off a Wolves player's legs. So a goal kick the result. But some sustained pressure there from Wolves. 3 corners and a couple of moments of concern for that man there, Keith Waugh. Much couldn't turn. Venus takes the return, held up by McLaughlin, across towards Waugh, and that's going to be at least a booking for Joe McLaughlin, and he was on his way through towards goal, and of course with the FIFA ruling that could possibly mean a red card for Joe McLaughlin, which is what the Wolves fans are rather sadly calling for, and it's only a booking at this stage, and I'm pleased to see that, because Joe McLaughlin's playing well for Watford, and it would be a shame in the interests of a good match to see the big Watford captain sent off at this stage. But a booking for him. Bull on the back post, and that's it, says referee Dilks. 45 minutes expired, and that is the score at half-time. Wolves 0, Watford 0. Bull laying it off for Ashley Bennett. And much the sole Wolves man up there, but it's come to him. Trying to trick himself some space, and Cook taking it off him actually. Curls one round, and what a superb goal! An absolutely incredible shot from there. You saw him look up, he saw the space to the right of Keith Waugh, and Waugh was well positioned, but Cook curled it round him audaciously into the far corner, bottom of the net. He ran to the crowd and exhorted their applause, which he deserved, for a superb strike that puts Wolves 1-0 ahead, 18 minutes into the second half. Putney. Birch gets it back from Ashley, and he gets the return. Wolves prepared to play their way out from the back. Venus now bringing it forward. Thompson joining in. Pulls free and scores. You can't allow that much space to Steve Bull and not expect to be punished for it. Watford, who'd committed themselves forward in numbers, opened up at the back as Wolves, with Mark Venus, stormed into their half. Thompson delivered the cross, Bull took it on his chest, and this time Waugh could do nothing about it, and Wolves move into an extended lead. Wolves 2, Watford 0. A flick on. Over the line, yes! Well, I'm not quite sure who it was eventually that put it in. Mark Burke is holding his arm aloft to claim it. A flick on at the front post. Confusion in the Watford defence. Now Hessenthaler trying to puncture that tight Wolves defence. Bennett to bring it away. For the moment it's 4-on-3, but that's it, says referee Dilks. Bennett will not get the chance to add to his solitary Wolves goal to date. But applause ring out from the Wolves fans here, impressed with the second half performance that has demolished Watford's hopes of taking anything back home with them from this game. Bull and Walsh challenging for it. Wolves fans encouraging their players to close down and not allow that sort of space. And Venus, another long run. Well, a shot pulling a save out of Kevin Poole. It wasn't a particularly powerful shot, but well directed. And Poole having to get down to his right to deny Mark Venus. It's found Birch in space, teeing up the shot, drives it towards the top right-hand corner, and Kevin Poole equal to it. But the best chance of the afternoon so far falling to Paul Birch. Long towards the back post. Mountfield was waiting. Thompson gets a brave header in. Mills volleys it away. It'll go for a throw and gets a third opportunity. This time finds Bull. Turns it back inside for Burke. The return pass. Birch. Ashley on the overlap. Birch to Bull. Bennett. Ashley. Birch. Oh, got himself out of trouble. And crunching through two challenges and still. Madden. Oh, he tried to play it, and that's a foul on Tom Bennett by Colin Gordon. Mountfield quickly to Venus again, the source of much of Wolves' inspiration down that left-hand side. Thompson quickly inside for Bull, trying to find space for the shot himself. Does so and fires home. Well, he went past three players and created the chance for himself. Virtually his first shot on target. And this time Kevin Poole could find no answer. 36 minutes gone here at Molineux, and Steve Bull puts Wolves ahead. Venus, who had a tremendous first half. Bull. Thompson. Away from Mills, and Venus on the overlap again. Burke. Allowed space. And eventually closed down. Bennett in quickly. Venus will have to hurry. It's a good ball in, and Birch with the header. He'll be disappointed he didn't do better. Birch, neat work from the little Wolves number 7, and he's got away and is running all the way through the challenge on the edge of the box. Well, it's an illegal one. Cook chips it up to the top right-hand corner of Poole. Another spectacular save. Well, that's 3 from the Leicester City keeper this afternoon, and he's really on top form. Wolves could well have been 4-0 ahead, were it not for the efforts of the former Middlesbrough man. Happy with Steve Thompson's ball there, and now Bull in space. It's an excellent ball from Mark Burke. Trying to find a way past Walsh, does so, pulls it back, and Richard Smith was there to clear up the danger. Madden showing he's fully recovered with that long clearance. Bull judging the bounce better than the Leicester defence. He's through, and probably a better opportunity than he had in the first half. Free kick being set up. Struck straight against the wall by Steve Thompson. Across towards the back post, and Stahl there makes a tremendous save. The whistles start up again. Madden the header. Willis forward. Madden. Now Burke, he's got Bull to his right. Burke goes himself. Tries the shot. Oh, it wasn't too far away. That's it. Referee Cruikshank puts the whistle to his lips, and Wolves continue their good run. 8 games now in the league without defeat, 6 without conceding a goal, and a fine performance against a very good Leicester City side. It took something special from Steve Bull in the gathering mist here at Molineux to put Wolves 1-0 ahead after 36 minutes of the first half, and some great goalkeeping from Kevin Poole to prevent the home side from extending that lead. It's an important second division clash this afternoon. These two sides both looking to get into promotion playoff places. Portsmouth currently sitting in 8th place, but only 4 points ahead of Wolves, who are some 4 places rather behind them. Thompson to Bull. His layoff wasn't a good one, but Wolves still pick it up with Birch. Cook facing up to Warford. Floats the cross in. The two players went for it, and Thompson's shot in the end. Now he's in with a chance. Knight comes and does well to deny him. Bull gets a second chance now. Can Birch finish it? Tremendous work by Guy Butters. Bull again, battling with Beresford. Earns the free kick. Ashley facing up to Beresford. Birch has gone outside. Rankin again, picking it up. Birch did well. Well closed down, and Whittingham feeds Beresford. It's a run through the middle from Anderton. He's behind the defence now. Good work by Mike Stowell. It was a great run by Anderton. A good ball through from Beresford. Now it's Burke challenging at the other end. Could fall for Bull. Easily saved by Alan Knight. Mountfield forward. A header by Simmons. Rankin for Cook. Waited for the overlap from Venus. It's a good cross. We've had 90 minutes on the watch. Will the referee allow enough for either side to win this game? No, that's it, says referee Paul. And so this afternoon's match ends. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Portsmouth 0. Plenty of endeavour, little in the way of goalmouth action to show for it, but let's be fair to both goalkeepers. Some tremendous work from both Alan Knight and Mike Stowell. Superb saves, good clearances, dominating their areas, and really it was a tale of two goalkeepers in blustery conditions. Wolves kicking off towards the goal in front of the South Bank on our right. And Bristol City struggling near the foot of the second division table at the moment. Jerkanowski with the through ball. Could be trouble for Wolves. And it's hit the bar, or rather it hit the post. Rob Edwards it was with the shot. Beautiful ball through by Darius Jerkanowski in the first place to set up the opportunity. Stowell came off his line. And Jerkanowski with the shot again there, and holding his foot in pain, but now Birch carrying it into the Bristol City half. But Cook outside into the left. Not a good cross though. Birch with the corner. Venus with the flick on, balls at the back post, and it was a saving header. It's not away yet. Bennett coming in. Downing as usual, standing over the ball. Went straight through the wall, but deflected away. When the linesman clattered there by fullback Martin Scott, much to the enjoyment of the fans on the South Bank in front of him. Mountfield will take the long throw. Didn't quite get hold of that, but it's still onto the front post, and once again a front post ball causing problems for the Bristol City defence. No, will we see any variety? Yes, this time they go long. Drops for Osman, fires it through and straight through a melee of players underneath Mike Stowell. And Bristol City take the lead through their captain, Russell Osman. Bennett picking it up as Morgan didn't control it first time. Time towards ball and he's in. Now what can he do? Can he put balls back in? Yes, he can. Well, there have been questions asked about his finishing, in recent weeks, but it doesn't come much better than that. Given the chance as Russell Osman slipped, he turned, controlled the ball and just fired it into the top right-hand corner and gave Keith Welch absolutely no chance. So Steve Bull puts things back on level terms just before half-time.
Well, the crowd once again have settled back into torpor. And to be fair to them, not too much in the way of excitement on the pitch to break them out of it now. Can Birch inject a little bit of urgency? Neat flick back by Cook. 3 in the box waiting for it. Oh, and Dennison. Well, it just wouldn't come to him. Much the flick on. Osman read it well. Dennison battling for it, takes it off May. Much. Downing. Venus. Cook. Helped through to Bull. Finding the space himself for a shot maybe. Trying to go all the way around the defence and pulls it back. Whipped across, Bull's there with the header. Well, he couldn't quite get his head around the ball to direct the ball towards the goal. Oh, that's it, says referee Gunn, and right on the 45 minutes in the second half, he brings the match to a close, and a rather disappointing one it was too. Good long kick from Stowell and Ball's in there. Well, Mark had just got the header in and Rankin almost picking up the pieces. Well played by Bennett. In for Cook. It's the cross in, Ball's there, gets the header over the top of Wilmot. And over the top of the bar. Ashley in very quickly, and the ball ricocheting off Marshall. Gives Wolves a throw, taken quickly by Mountfield. Cook now trying to find space to get the cross in. Birch does. Once again, Mountfield with the long throw. This time not quite so long, but it comes back to him. That's not a bad cross for a centre half. Mountfield to Birch. Birch to Cook. Back to Birch. Well taken by Bennett. Aimed towards Bull. That's good play by Wolves. Morrison standing up to Bull. Back to Cook. Out for Venus. Whips the cross in. Mountfield rushing forward to collect it. Cook. Ricochets around. Back to Thompson. Fires the shot in. Now there could be a problem for Wolves. Mountfield didn't quite get hold of that. Cook. It's a good call from Paul Birch, and the ball delivered by Ashley. Marker plays the ball against Birch. Didn't go out of play. Storming in was Andy Thompson. Cook. Salmon had to make that. First time from Bennett. Rankin tries a tremendous shot, crashes against the crossbar. Oh, that's the best piece of action we've seen this afternoon. And Wolves grab a dramatic lead just on the stroke of half-time. The referee looks at his watch. Cook fires in the corner towards the back post. Bull heads it back in and over the top by Madden. Well, wide and high. And that's the last action of the first half, and at least there was a little bit more at the close than there was generally in the 44 minutes that preceded it. So Dennis Salmon becomes the second Plymouth player, joining Nicky Marker in referee Poulter's Pullane's notebook. Venus chipped up. Well, it almost fell to Birch. Mountfield to Bennett. First time by Birch. Bull could be in. Being held up there. Well, Bull was being dragged back, and he's adamant that that was a penalty. Cook curling it outside for Venus. Now, plenty of bodies forward. What can Venus do with it? Finds Thompson. Exchanges passes with Cook. Outside for Ashley. Now Birch. Whipped cross in. Headed away by Marker. And on by Morgan. Cook. Venus. Wolves having plenty of possession now. Venus again. Tries the shot. Takes a deflection and goes in! Oh, plenty of possession for Wolves. Not much in the way of goal-scoring opportunities, but then Mark Venus exchanges passes with Andy Thompson, fires the shot, a difficult one for Rhys Wilmot. And after 25 minutes of the second half, the Wolves captain puts Wolves 1-0 in the lead. Van Rossum. A long throw aimed towards the box. Morrison gets the flick on. A hurried clearance by Thompson. Well, referee adding on 2 minutes and 10 seconds of injury time. And so the game ends in victory for Wolves, but not a particularly inspiring performance. But they did well against Plymouth side that came here with 5 at the back, prepared to defend and try and get themselves a point to improve their lowly position in the table.
So referee Roger Gifford asks the two sides to change ends as we prepare for the kick-off of this second division match between Newcastle United and Wolverhampton Wanderers. It'll be Wolves to kick off, attacking the goal to our left. Steve Bull just limbering up, and as usual touching the ball on both feet as he does, as his lucky omen before kicking off. Kevin Ashley aimed to Bull, but it comes on to Much. Away from Kilcline. The ball into Cook. Back to Much. Well, was it an own goal? Or was it an Andy Much goal? Well, no doubt there'll be some inquisitions in the changing room afterwards, but it's Andy Much who's receiving the congratulations from strike partner Steve Bull. And it's Wolves that are in the lead after only 8 minutes here at Molineux. Quickly taken. Much in behind the defence. Couldn't get the cross in, but now Venus will. Not a particularly good one, but it's fallen for Cook. Well, it came off the leg, I think, of Tommy Wright. Birch with the corner. A better one, floated on. Much there, and it's a second goal. Andy Much gets the telling header. It was flicked on at the front post from Paul Birch's corner, and Wolves take a 2-0 lead. Behind Mike Stowell's goal there. Of course, there was talk that David Kelly was linked with Wolves at the end of last season. Now Quinn with a chance, curls it over the top and puts Newcastle back in contention. Really the first opportunity Newcastle have had, and Quinn, the master goal scorer, just cheekily lobbing that ball over the head of Mike Stowell. Now Kelly against Mountfield. It's a good cross in, but back to Kelly. Now right-footed, he gets the cross in. Madden with the header. Falls. Well, it was Kevin Sheedy who hit the shot. He didn't get his shape quite right behind it, but he did well to get the shot on target. Much back to Cook. First time pass towards Bull. Stimpson with the header down. End-to-end stuff here at Molineux tonight. Birch, he's got options ahead and in the box. Bull turns and the volleyed shot ricocheting off the legs of Brian Kilcline behind for Wolves' 5th corner. But the left side corners have been rather better than the right to date. Bull volleying it back across, and it's there! A 3rd goal this time. It's Bennett that comes in and applies the finishing touch. But it was a speculative overhead cross by Steve Bull, putting the ball back into the danger area. It was over the top of Andy Much, but there was Tom Bennett coming in to extend Wolves' lead. Scott
Kilcline lays it off. Venus, the hurried clearance, but only as far as Sheedy. Wants to get it on his left foot, really. Well, considering he's such a left-footed player, that wasn't bad for a right-foot effort. Hits the post. Oh. Wolves at 6s and 7s there. But the defence held out, and a fine save by Mike Stowell in the end. But now Wolves in a more direct approach. Can Bull make capital out of it? Good save by Wright. Much curling it over. Well, I think he was attempting to chip the keeper there, and it was an audacious attempt. It almost ended in success. Kilcline with the header. Drops for O'Brien. Stowell collects it, much to the relief of the Wolves fans. A tremendous save by the big Wolves keeper there. That's it, says Roger Gifford. Plenty of action and 4 goals. 3 to Wolves and 1 to Newcastle. Quinn outside for Kelly. Kept it in play, but only for Venus to play it forward, but not very successfully. Watson picking it up easily. A flick on by Peacock. Kilcline, powerful header. Watson pumping it back in there. Mountfield, the man on the end of it this time. O'Brien picking it up. Stimpson. Well, the header from Kelly wasn't a particular, or rather from Peacock, wasn't a particularly effective one. Bennett does well though, gets it back from Bull. Wolves racing forward, Birch joining the attack. Teasing cross towards the back post, Wright comes, and it's volleyed back in there. Yes, it's there. This time it's Paul Cook who's on the score sheet. The ball dropped for him, he picked his spot. Wright had come and flapped at it and was out of position, and Paul Cook, extending Wolves' lead to 4 goals to 1, puts the ball in the back of the net. And Newcastle now with an almost insurmountable task. Mickey Quinn screaming at his defenders. Ashley, 27 minutes gone. Wolves 4, Newcastle United 1. How long will that score maintain? I think it's probably been the longest period without a goal so far in the game. Good work by O'Brien, and there it is, just as I said it. Newcastle get a second back through Gavin Peacock. Well, remarkable there. Beautiful ball through for Liam O'Brien, and Gavin Peacock turning well, slotting the ball past Mike Stowell. And Wolves find themselves pegged back again, still with a 2-goal lead, of course, but Newcastle not giving up the fight. Scott. Bennett. Ashley. Came off Ashley's left foot. Sheedy. Quinn. Bundled over by a combination of Ashley and Mountfield, but offside against Much. Who me, says the Wolves number 10. Peacock. O'Brien. Kelly battling for it, and Sheedy picked it up. Now Quinn. Bennett. Hurried clearance from Cook. Scott with the header down. And forward again by the Newcastle captain. Sheedy. Inside for Kelly. Could it find Peacock? Can this be a third? Stimpson the cross in. Ashley, well, tried to take a little bit too much time. Bennett dispossessed by O'Brien. Now with the opportunity, hits the post. Well, there's an offside flag. Well, Newcastle looked as if they'd got themselves back into close contention there. The offside flag from the linesman on the far side, curtailing the Newcastle cheers of celebration before they'd even left their throats. Keith Downing, as usual, plays his part in standing over the ball. Just the touch. Cook strikes it. It's taken a deflection off Andy Much, and it's in the back of the net. Well, Much is receiving congratulations for it, and it'll be a most unusual hat-trick if it is. But Paul Cook struck the free kick well. It hit Andy Much, and the deflection gave Tommy Wright no opportunity whatsoever to recover in the Newcastle goal. And Wolves lead by 5-1. And Andy Much will be claiming a hat-trick, and who can blame him? Referee now happy with everything. A bit of administration to be undertaken, but the ball through for Much. Can he get a fourth? All right, just getting down and getting a left hand to it. Not the most convincing of displays in the Newcastle goal by young Tommy Wright. And that was a diving challenge, two-footed. Now Ball with a chance. Can he get on the score sheet? Well, yes, he can, and Tommy Wright again will be wondering what was going on there. A rather half-hearted attempt. It went through his hands, but Steve Bull won't be complaining. He gets his first, and Wolves' 6th of the night. And Kevin Keegan just wondering what's going on, complaining that it was offside, but just about that far, says Mr. Keegan. But if his goalkeeper had done the job he's paid to do, which is get his hands on the ball, Bull's rather under-hit effort wouldn't have found the back of the net. Well, that's it, says referee Gifford. Plenty of action for those fans to applaud. 8 goals, 6 of them, unfortunately for that man Kevin Keegan, going into Tommy Wright's net, and only 2 into Mike Stowell's. Graham Turner will be happy with that as a final scoreline. Wolves 6, Newcastle United 2. There's a lot of criticism of this approach from purists in the game, Paul, but it's got Cambridge a great deal of success on limited resources.
That's right. Excuse me. They haven't spent a lot of money, as you say, and they've come well through the leagues, and they're obviously second at the moment, so they're looking at...
Well, Steve Bull there with an opportunity, a good ball played through, and again found onside. And really, you would have expected Steve Bull to finish from there, but didn't quite get hold of his shot and fired to the left of John Vaughan's goal, and he'll be grateful for that. You'd expect Steve Bull to score from there.
Yeah, that's right. It's one that's got away, but he'll keep plugging away. Hopefully we'll get a few today.
Stowell, the first time ball forward, and it's a good one. Much the flick on. Ball turns, finds space for himself. Oh, and fires over. Well, you would have thought that after some excellent work there by Steve Bull, he would have finished again, but he's not having the best of seasons in those positions. Birch.
Ashley having to be careful to stay onside. Ball comes in. Great header in between the two central defenders. Did so well to get to that. A great cross as well. Ashley defending it well, concedes the corner. And the flick on it there at the back post. It was Norbury who came in. The flick on over the top of the Wolves defence, and I could just hear Graham Turner screaming, defend it right. And unfortunately, that's exactly what Wolves didn't do. Mike Norbury coming in on the back post. A free header, planting it into the back of the net. Wolves go behind, and Cambridge celebrate taking the lead and perhaps taking another step towards the Premier League. Do you think Graham Turner may be considering a substitution here, Paul?
Yes, I think probably about 20 minutes to go. I think we've got to be looking that way, trying to get a bit of width and get the balls in early, and see if we can get Boulder Much going in that way.
Well, Birch neatly worked for Kevin Ashley. Now what can they make with this cross? It's a good cross in. Rankin there, tremendous header, great goal, well worked by Kevin Ashley. Well, it's Rankin that's celebrating, but it was a tremendous piece of work by Paul Birch and Kevin Ashley down this right-hand side, and the perfect cross in, set up on a plate for Mark Rankin. Good goal, that one, Paul. Yeah, excellent. As I was just saying, we do getting the balls in early from the wings, and that's what we've just done, as it just proves. If you get someone across the front of the keeper, and Mark Rankin took the goal very well. Good cross from Kevin Ashley. Yes, excellent cross. We had one a little earlier on, which Bully just put over, and as you say, he's come up with a goal this time. Kimball. Miss hit by Dennis. Cook bringing it down, have to hurry. Gets the ball across for Birch. I think he mishit it slightly, but ended up being a good pass. Bull outside for Rankin. We're looking for a quality cross, and it is towards the back post, and there's Andy Much. Tremendous finish. Well, two quality crosses, two quality finishes, and Wolves take the lead. Tremendous finish, Paul. Well, again, we got down the right-hand side again, and another great cross in from Mark Rankin there, and at the end of it, Andy Much. And that's it, says referee Allison. An excellent result for Wolves, a fine victory 2-1 after going 1-0 behind, and there'll be some celebrations in the changing room afterwards, no doubt, Paul. That's right, the excellent second half, bit of dodgy stage where Cambridge actually scored, then but the last 20 minutes superb. We got down the right hand side and two great balls in. And two good finishes, so at the end of the day we're very happy with that. See how the results go, and next stop Blackburn. Madden challenging for the ball. Well played down, and the flick on could come to Bull. Tries to play it outside for Ashley. Powell gets there first. Wolves get the throw, but it wasn't Ashley. Was up against Powell. It was Birch, and it will be Ashley to take the throw. Birch, Ashley, Cook. Cornwell gets the header away, but again Wolves pick it up. Downing will fall for Ball. Turns and fires it into the back of the net. Well, he's had better chances, but he hasn't had better finishing, and that is Steve Bull all over. The ball played in, took a little bit of a deflection, fell to him, he made the opportunity himself, turned tremendously 90 degrees, well 180 degrees in fact, and fired it past Paul Sansom, who'd performed heroics up to that stage. And Wolves go ahead after 39 minutes through Steve Bull, and 10-man Wolves take the lead, and at the same time Derek Mountfield comes back to the side of the pitch. A signal from the linesman, and Mountfield will enter the field of play, just running across. Neatly played outside by O'Callaghan to Locke. Austin hoisted so many of those balls in from right back. Mountfield helping it away. Cornwell picks it up. Now Southend must come out and attack, must commit themselves a little more forward. Locke getting round the back of Venus for virtually the first time in this game. Cook, well, trying to be a little bit too fancy perhaps, concedes a somewhat unnecessary corner. Perhaps would have been better advised to put the ball out for a throw-in the first place. So Southend now level on corners, 3 apiece with Wolves. Quickly taken to Jones. Aimed towards the back post. Good header down, and it's in. It's Benjamin that's got it at the final touch. The original header, I think, was from Brett Angel. Stahl couldn't hold it. It popped up, and Benjamin popped it in. So Southend back on level terms, only 2 minutes after Wolves had taken the lead. And the perfect response. I said they'd have to push forward more and commit themselves to attack. And ironically, Wolves, back to 11 men, concede a goal from a rather unnecessary corner. Coleman conceding the free kick for Derby County. Gives Wolves another opportunity. Could they get back on level terms? Well, it was Cook that had fired the ball in the first place, but when the ball hit Forsyth on the arm, claims for a penalty were heard, and Wolves got the opportunity to equalise from the spot. Paul Birch was the man given the task. And he took it with relish. A well-executed penalty then, and Wolves back on level terms. And straight from the kick-off, Geraint Williams was dispossessed by Andy Much. His ball through, got the faintest of touches from Steve Bull, and those celebrations confirming it. Steve Bull, record Wolves goal scorer, provided appropriately by Andy Much. He scored them more spectacularly, but that's history making.